Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this Tuesday edition of For FSU Weather. I'm student meteorologist Troy Fields.
I'm student meteorologist Jay Kimball.
And, it was coming off of a, 4-day weekend? No classes yesterday?
Yes.
Good day to relax, guys?
Yes, nice Veterans Day, nice weekend for all of us to, after that stress week that most of us have had, It was nice to take off time and just relax.
But, Jay, changes are going to be in store weather-wise for Wednesday.
Yes. Unlike us, the weather is going to kick up a little bit more and bring us some cold air throughout the week.
Yes, and that's all due to this massive area of high pressure that's currently centered over the Midwest right now, and that's going to sink downward, especially going towards tomorrow. And as we will show you later in the forecast, temperatures are going to struggle to get out of the 50s.
Yes, we're going to see the temperature start dropping a little, degree by degree as it goes later on into tonight.
Yes, and not just here, but through much of the Southeast is going to feel a taste of winter, especially, with our freezing temperatures, as many areas, especially to our north, could get near or below freezing.
Yes, make sure you stay bundled up and have the hot cocoa ready because you will be needing it because it will be extremely cold Wednesday and Thursday.
That hot cocoa sounds pretty tasty right now. Of course, for me, I like hot chocolate a little bit better, even though I don't drink it that much, but both sound pretty good at the moment.
Yes, but let's take out the Casey with our overview for today.
Thanks so much, guys. Weather headlines show that we have an Arctic blast of cold air moving through the region. A gradual warm-up will ensue, though. We'll be talking about that in your full forecast a little bit later in the show. And there is a chance of some weekend rain. So watch warnings currently across the area. This is the big story. Cooler temperatures moving through the region. Freeze warnings for tomorrow night for Leon County. That goes from 1 a.m. to 9 a.m. on Thursday morning. Tonight, though, the freeze warning extends just out of our viewing area in terms of some of the counties up toward around Dougherty County, Georgia, including the city of Albany, under a freeze warning for tonight, meaning conditions will get under 32 degrees. Now, current winds at the present time, we see areas around 3 miles an hour Tallahassee, 7 miles an hour Tallahassee, and 15 miles an hour Marietta. This is a sign of some of the cooler temperatures and wind chill conditions that will come. But tonight, 39 degrees, we'll have cool air returning, very serious wind chill situation, so make sure you bring a jacket out there. But right now, we'll take it over to Troy and Jay with a look at the cooler weather that'll be moving into the northeast.
Thanks, Casey. And we're not going to see the first snowflakes, but some other northeastern states will.
Yes, and of course, the northeast will also be feeling this massive Arctic air pretty much throughout the entire eastern sections of the country.
Yes, Philadelphia and New York City, get ready, because you will start seeing the very first snowflakes of fall, not winter specifically.
Yes, we still got about a month left in the fall, so it won't be long before we reach the winter milestone.
Yes, indeed. And for us, we're going to be seeing temperatures in the 40s, and inland, you're going to see temperatures in the 30s.
And along with that is the winds, and of course, the winds really makes a difference as to how cold feels outside, and of course the stronger the winds, the colder it feels. So
yes, so make sure you stay bundled up and stay inside a little bit more. But let's take out to Ryan with more for our local.
Thank you, gentlemen. We got a lot to get to on the SATRAD. Things pretty dry across the Big Bend locally across most of the for most of the day here. But hey, high clouds streaming over the entire state of Florida, keeping things not so sunny for your Tuesday, kind of a damper, but keeping temperatures a little bit on the lower side. The rain staying to our south, and that is where it's going to stay. We look locally, and the local radar is completely dry, and that is going to stay that way through the evening in the next couple days. We do have a front on the doorstep, though, so temperatures are going to be changing rapidly, not giving us any chance for rain, but things right now are clear. Temperature at 70 degrees, and this is not going to stay that way long. Dew point already at 41, so we do have some drier air in the region, and that is just going to continue to drop through the evening. North-northwest winds at 9 miles per hour, and those are also going to be picking up as that cooler air ushers into the Big Bend. Across the area, well, 72 in St. Marks, 61 in Monticello, 66 in Thomasville. Cooler temperatures beginning to filter in from the northwest, and milder temperatures around 70 across the coast. And through the evening, these temperatures are going to fall fast. Dew points right now, an indication as where we're going to be heading, 41 in Tallahassee. So moisture levels are pretty dry for most of us here and they're only going to continue to really dry out. I mean, we're like taking a sponge and squeezing out everything, and the water vapor kind of hints at that. We've got a huge area of black, meaning there's no moisture being picked up at all, coming in from the north along a very fast-moving cold front headed into the southeast, and that'll be on our doorstep here in the next couple hours. Parts of South Georgia and Alabama already feeling the effects of that as it works its way in. Now here's that front already moving through. By 8 o'clock tonight, it'll be on our doorstep in the capital city. Behind it, winds, strong winds are going to be picking up very fast. Right now in the capital city, only about 5 to 10 miles per hour, but by midnight we could be looking at gusts up to 30 to 35 miles per hour, making those chilly temperatures feeling much colder than what they will be, which is going to be chilly already. Behind it, though, sunshine tomorrow, high pressure building in, one of the strongest ridges of high pressure, Arctic air moving in from the north, and we've got some sunshine for your middle of the week. Windy nonetheless, that's going to stick around all day tomorrow. And tonight, well, here's where the temperatures are heading. 39 degrees in Tallahassee. It's been a while since we've seen those numbers. Windy conditions, 10 to 15 miles per hour. We cannot stress how windy and cool it's going to be. Folks off to the northwest in Bainbridge upwards towards Dothan and Valdosta could see wind chills by tomorrow morning in the low to mid 20 degrees. That is right. Low to mid 20s. Crazy talk. Tomorrow we won't even get out of the 50s, but freeze warnings are in effect for the Florida counties. These don't go into effect until tomorrow evening, in effect for Thursday morning. South Georgia, the same story there. Now tomorrow's forecast, we are not getting out of the 50s for anybody except along the immediate coast. Winds are going to be out of the north, keeping things breezy. Day planner looking chilly, not getting out of the 50s. Very cool in the morning. And your 7-day forecast looks like that. We'll see a gradual warming trend. Now more with Jack.
All right, thanks, Ryan. Now we're going to take a look at today's low temps, and you can really see where the cold front was earlier this morning into Atlanta, reached a low of 42 degrees. For us here in Tallahassee, early morning, didn't really have that cold front there, so our low was only sitting at 48 degrees. But as we make our way into tonight, we could see those lows really dropping down into the upper 30s. Satellite and radar showing just a lot of cloud coverage over the Big Bend area, mainly in the southeast. Most of that cold front has pushed through. You got some low-laying stratus clouds across Georgia and Alabama, but mainly staying relatively quiet all across the region, but some cloud coverage lingering around. Current temperatures, you can really pick out where that cold front is, where this gradient is, 51 degrees in Montgomery, but you just make your way down to the southeast in Tallahassee, 70 degrees. And we can see really those temperatures start dropping off once that sun sets. 75 degrees currently in Orlando, staying away from that cold front, 78 degrees down in Key West, so warmer temperatures along the peninsula of Florida. Another good indicator of how this cold front pushed through earlier today. Dew point's only 26 degrees in Atlanta, and dew point really measures the moisture in the air. So the drier it is, that really indicates where that cold front was. So you can see that cold front just lingering around the Big Bend. 41 degrees is what our dew point is sitting at in Tallahassee, and we will be dropping down, so we'll be a lot drier and more comfortable, but a little cooler as we make our way into tonight. Current winds, they're gusting up into Alabama, 50 miles per hour in Montgomery, 20 miles per hour out of the north in Atlanta, 9 miles per hour out of the northwest in Tallahassee. Futurecast shows we'll have that cold front finally swing its way all the way down into South Florida. We'll stay windy throughout the night, have clear skies out there. We'll have a high pressure system start dominating in Arkansas. We'll stay relatively chilly throughout the next couple of days. Futurecast, don't really see any rain in our foreseeable future. We could have some storms clip Miami, but mainly for the rest of the southeast, staying relatively quiet. Could have some light showers throughout the peninsula of Florida, but I think throughout Thursday we'll stay dry, but the cold conditions will be the story. Freeze warnings all across the southeast as well. Tonight's forecast calling for a low of 39 degrees in Tallahassee. Tomorrow's highs, though, only 58 degrees in Tallahassee, so cool temperatures will persist. But let's send it back to the desk with Troy and Jay.
Oh man, Jack. Ooh, look at those temperatures. They look kind of nippy, don't they, Jay?
Yes, they do. Hopefully this doesn't last very long, but we're going to tell you a little bit more about that.
Yes, and as we've been talking about all so far within the show so far is that this cold, that's really just been the main story throughout the East Coast. And many of you are probably wondering, how long is this cold weather going to last?
Yes. Wednesday and Thursday, that cold weather is going to dip to chilling low levels. But when it hit later on to the weekend, those temperatures start rising back up from the ashes.
Yes, and that's going to be due to that high pressure, which right now is going to be influencing that cold weather throughout our region. That's going to shift to the east later in the weekend, and that southerly wind direction out of the Gulf is going to help to moderate our temperatures.
Yeah, and we'll see some nice, abundant sunshine for most of us.
Yes.
But now let's send it off to Ryan, where we're going to see some chilly temperatures in National.
And before we head off, we want to tell more about that because of and we're going to send it towards Ryan for National. Ryan, how are things looking across the country?
We're bouncing back and forth here, guys. Sorry about that technical difficulty. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Across the nation, well, we've got a huge cold front to talk about. In the middle part of the country, it's clear but chilly. We've got temperatures, coldest air of the season across the entire midsection from the high plains down to the lowlands of Texas. And sweeping across the eastern half of the country, we've got the remnant of a cold front across the Piedmont here into the Tidewater, so some rain showers there. Behind it, the air is so cold that we've got lake effect snow showers extending all the way into parts of the northeast. It is very chilly across much of the country tonight and working into tomorrow. West Coast looking a little bit moist. Wet in the Puget Sound region. Snow depth, well, that's right. We've had some snow across parts of the northern tier of the country, all the way from Montana sweeping through South Dakota into the Chicagoland area, seeing some wet flakes yesterday. That's right. The Windy City getting on some of that action too. And the state of Michigan all the way up into the northern tier of Maine. It's beginning to look a lot like winter with white snow all over the ground across the entire northern tier. Well, cold temperatures to go with it too. Currently 27 degrees in Minneapolis, 31 and sunny in Kansas City. That cold air is extending all the way into the southeast, 42 at this hour in Atlanta. And those chilly temperatures are only going to continue their southward trek. We've got freeze warnings extending all the way from nearly El Paso to the Atlantic coast, close to Savannah. That's a stretch of over 1,000 miles. Lots of blue on the map here. And that just means temperatures are really cold. Check this out. Almost 30 degrees colder today than it was yesterday in Memphis. Behind it, well, we've got a little bit warmer air compared to where this cold air is heading, and it's only going to head southward towards the southeast. Out west, we've got some rain showers across the Great Basin of Nevada, swooping eastward. Nothing across the center part of the country because it is clear and cold. Across the east, we've got some rain showers and scattered snow showers, but windy across behind this front, keeping wind chills very chilly. 19 degrees is what it feels like in Minneapolis. Widespread feels like temperatures of 20, and it feels like below freezing already at this hour in Memphis. Not even dinner time yet there. Tonight's forecast very chilly across the entire country. 39 degrees in Tallahassee, 18 in Kansas City. And tomorrow's forecast, cool temperatures across the entire country. 39 degrees in Detroit. Sunshine for most of us across the nation. Now with Jason.
Thank you, Ryan. And we are talking this gradual trend, of course, about the reason why we have all this cold air. Well, today, though, if you were heading outside, didn't moderate much in temperatures. Right around heading out the door on 7 a.m., we're at 49 degrees low today. Reached all the way up to 75, but it's not as much moderation in temperature as we've seen because we had that cloud layer just sitting over us throughout the whole day, so we weren't really able to heat. Well, that clouds are beginning to roll on out, and as they're rolling out, clear skies is with it. It's 70 degrees temperatures, and of course, these temperatures are going to be dropping. Now, those humidities in the background are giving us a good indication, of course, some dry air. The reason why we're getting dry air, these winds are now beginning to turn out in the north. We have a northwest coming out of Tallahassee. A good indication of where this cold front is. St. Mark's still seeing a westerly wind, so we can have a cold front now really just shooting right on over us, and hence we have some colder conditions on the way as currently. Satellite radar, though, showing us where this cold front was today. A lot of clouds associated with it. Reason why we didn't get any rain, though, is because we were, well, dry at the lower levels of the atmosphere. Like I said, though, most of Florida today was just covered with clouds from this cold front. But you're looking at temperatures, though, at the surface, the dew point temperatures. Good indication, very dry. 41-degree dew point. We had around 70 degrees in temperature today. Very far, so we have dry in the lower layers of the atmosphere. It's not going to help kick up those showers. So good thing was we didn't see any showers today. A lot of cloud cover regardless. That cold front, it didn't make its way on through just recently, so cold front did pass Tallahassee. Windy conditions are behind it, though. That high pressure will make it into the region tonight and help really kick up those winds. So you're heading out into very late hours tonight. I would advise you to make a windbreaker into at least tomorrow afternoon. We're still expecting those very windy chills into at least Wednesday afternoon. Now, we have these winds, though, coming from the eastern portions Wednesday night into Thursday. Now we'll kick up a little different of a float. Going into the next couple of days, though, we'll be seeing these kind of almost a different pattern. Since we're going to tonight and tomorrow, we'll have very chilly temperatures. Temperatures dropping into 30s, 39 degrees we're calling. Cool air does return. Going into tomorrow morning, I would advise you to bring out that windbreaker. Gusts can be up to 30 to 35 miles an hour going to the later morning hours. So certainly, if you're heading out to work, you want to bring that windbreaker. Tomorrow's forecast, though, 58 degrees, a very mild day, I would say. Sunny and cool, and yes, like I said, those gusty winds. Now, 3 words can really describe your day tomorrow. I would say windy in the morning, chilly in the afternoon, very crisp going into your evening hours. So you see these temperatures, of course, fluctuating with some clear skies. But overall, I'd say dress very warm tomorrow because it's going to be chilly and windy. So next 7 days, though, looking like into the weekend, we have some chances of rain, going 40% chance of Friday, and into the weekend we have some lingering chances of rain. So if you're heading out, well, you do want to bring in the umbrella just in case of maybe a rain shower or two. We're going to go ahead and take it back with the desk now with Troy and Casey.
Thanks, Jason. We're going to go ahead and talk about Typhoon Haiyan. Very serious situation. According to the State Department, in the Philippines, at least 2 American citizens are dead.
Yes, and that those 2 American deaths are just as many. Officials they're fearing that as many as 10,000 people are dead in the Philippines, and just really a sad situation, tragic situation going on over there right now.
Absolutely. The storm made landfall with winds of 145 miles an hour or 195 miles an hour, pardon me, and gusts in this were up to towards of 235 miles an hour. This worse than an EF5 tornado.
Yes, and just to give you, mention EF5 tornado, and was stronger than even some of the strongest hurricanes make landfall in America, stronger than Katrina and even Camille. So just to give you an idea of just how strong this storm was. But we're going to send it out to Jason Weather on in Florida. And Jason, how is the state look?
Temperature-wise, North Florida is certainly the chillier parts of Florida compared to South Florida, where all this rain is now beginning to make its way on through into the shores of Tampa and Fort Myers. Could be a couple rain showers going into this evening. But most of Florida, though, was covered with a lot of clouds today, and that's really a big story of this cold front, at least for Florida-wise. The current conditions, though, we're seeing where this cold front's already passed northern portions of Florida into the city of Tallahassee, 70 degrees as they're seeing those clear skies. That cold front has not reached, of course, the central and southern portions of Florida, where they'll be seeing a lot of cloud cover throughout the evening hours. Dew points, though, good indication where that cold front is, bringing that drier air from the north, so we see as much drier air and cooler air will make it into its region around tomorrow for most of northern Florida. And you see these winds are coming out in the north from northern Florida, so we see that much colder air and dry air funneling through. And eventually all these winds will begin to turn northerly as that cold front passes Florida, so much cooler air will funnel into the region and give us some abnormal temperatures for at least fall-wise into northern and central portions of Florida. Now the watches and warnings, though, not looking very chilly for most of the central and southern portions. But into the northern panhandle of Florida, we have Leon County into extending westward. We have freeze warnings for Thursday morning. Now, if you're heading out to tonight, though, I would advise you to 3 Ps, people, pets, and places. Of course, you want to keep them inside, and you want to, of course, make sure that they have the proper material for very chilly temperatures going into tonight. 30s is what we're expecting, so very chilly, like I said. Future forecast, though. Like I said, the cold front is going to make its way on through. Windy conditions for the northern portions of Florida and extending into the central Florida going to tomorrow. Very chilly and windy conditions for, I'd say, most of the Sunshine State. But we will be seeing, of course, that sunshine in full force. Winds will begin to turn easterly going the next few days, and we'll get to that, of course, how they can be making your weekend forecast. But overall, I'd say going to tonight, you want to bundle up, and the next morning, certainly want to bring that windbreaker with you with those winds. Beach and boating, though, like I said, those winds are going to be very on the high side tomorrow, northeast to 15 miles an hour. Surf will once again kick up with those winds. In boating, we have a gale warning going into tonight and tomorrow. So if you're heading out to the boat, be very cautious with some very strong winds offshore and choppy conditions certainly in your forecast. Heading to tonight's forecast, though, like I said, all that cold air beginning to make its way into the northern panhandle of Florida. We'll see those 30s across the board. And once again into tomorrow for central and southern portions of Florida, they'll be seeing that cold front make its way on through with some cloud cover remaining in the region. We're going to go ahead and take a national look now with Jack, of course, and those snow showers in the northeast. Tell me more.
Yeah, there's some snow concerns, some lake effect snow into Detroit, into Cleveland in Ohio. But for us here in Tallahassee, just mainly clouds covering us is the big story. And what you were talking about earlier, Jason, all those winds are in the area. Get some rain hanging around into California and into Washington. Currently, all across the nation, you see those cooler temperatures due to that cold front that is approaching the Tallahassee region. We see 31 degrees in Kansas City, 40 degrees in Memphis, 57 degrees in New Orleans, and 42 degrees in Atlanta. You see this cold front will start bringing down those cool airs into the southeast, so I think tomorrow is when we'll start seeing those temperatures only sitting into the upper 50s for us here in North Florida, South Georgia. Current wind chills all across the nation. I felt like it was just yesterday we were talking about heat indices. Now we're talking about wind chill. You know, winter is on our doorstep. 27 degrees is what it feels like in Kansas City. That takes into account of what that wind's blowing. So nice gusty winds make you feel very cold. 19 degrees is what it feels like in Minneapolis. 24-hour change pretty much says what it felt yesterday, the temperature, and what it is today. So yesterday it was 23 degrees warmer in Dallas, and now it's 23 degrees cooler. So that cold front is really packing that punch, has that Arctic air in it. See where the cold front originated at? It's starting to warm up there. 27 degrees warmer in Denver and 31 degrees warmer in Billings. So we could see temperatures warmer up into the north than we're going to see in the southeast, which is just crazy weather, but that's why we love it, right, folks? Freeze warning crossing all the way from Texas all the way to the Atlantic coast into Tallahassee. We have a freeze warning into tonight, mainly into tomorrow, so make sure you cover those plants, put those pets inside, and keep those pipes dripping so your hoses don't freeze up. Radar in the southeast showing some storms starting to make its way into the Nature Coast, into Citrus County in some parts of Florida, but really nothing much to talk about into the southeast. As we make our way to the northwest, you see that spinning low just above Maine, bringing some snow all the way into New Hampshire, also into Vermont. As my Twitter handle moves away, you'll see some snowstorms making its way into that area. As we make our way towards the Great Lakes, we have some lake effect snow, which is when we got warm air going across, or cold wind going across warm water, such as Lake Erie, that causes some snow that makes its way into the Great Lakes. So a little science history for you guys. Also, as we make our way into the northeast Pennsylvania, some snowstorms starting to linger around into Pittsburgh and making its way into Philadelphia. Snowstorms into West Virginia, but we zoom in, you see only rain showers in Virginia, so you can really see the division between colder temperatures and just cool temperatures is where the rain is sitting above Richmond, Virginia. In California, we didn't forget about you, some rain lingering around into northern parts of California, also making its way into Oregon and Washington. As we make our way up into Seattle, some rainstorms earlier today, and you're about to get some light drizzle as you make your way home for tonight. Now, what can we expect for tonight as we make our way into tonight's forecast? Calling for 37 degrees in Denver, 40 degrees in New Orleans. Tomorrow, though, see those frigid temperatures into the southeast. 58 degrees is what our high will be in Tallahassee, so cooler temperatures is the story. But we're going to send things back out to the desk with Troy and Casey.
Alrighty, thank you, Jack. And we're going to start off the 7 with a little bit of weather history, dating you back all the way to 1906.
That's right, Troy. In California, then, temperatures reached 105 degrees in Craftonville, California. In fact, this was the hottest recorded temperature ever in the U.S.'s history in the month of November.
Man, that sounds really scorching, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
And fast forward a little bit closer to our recent time, 1974, in Alaska, they endured the Great Barren Storm. Tell us a little bit more about that, Casey.
Well, that storm it caused the worst coastal flooding ever in Nome, Alaska. In fact, tide was up to 13.2 feet in that area. But right now, we'll go ahead and take it over to the third local forecast with Jack.
Hey, thanks, Troy and Casey. Taking a look into our satellite and radar. Don't really see much of the radar in there, but you see a lot of the satellite picking up a lot of cloud coverage throughout the whole Big Bend area, making its way into Leon, Gaston County, even making its way up into Thomas County. I think those clouds will start drifting away as we continue into the night. Our winds will pick up. Keep that hand on your hat. You could be blown away. Satellite and radar across the southeast, same story, most of Florida, cloud coverage all across the region. Got some rain making its way into the Nature Coast. But for us here in Tallahassee, the big story is going to be our drop down in temperature. Currently, we're sitting at 70 degrees, very clear out there as we make our way into tonight. And as we progress into tonight, we could see those lows start dropping down. Currently across the region, though, before that sunset, 70 degrees in Tallahassee, 72 degrees in St. Marks, 60 degrees in Monticello, 64 degrees up in Thomasville, and 70 up in Bainbridge. And those temperatures are going to start dropping down because this northerly wind that most of the area is seeing will start getting a lot of cold air filter in by the wind. 9 miles per hour to the northwest in Tallahassee, 3 miles per hour mainly out of the west in St. Marks, and that's really going to help us start dropping down in temperature. Windy conditions will persist as this cold front finally makes its way throughout the whole state of Florida. Tomorrow will be pretty clear out there. Pretty soon, though, we'll have a high pressure system start dominating into Mississippi. Arkansas area will be chilly with windy conditions. Make sure you hold on to those hats, wear those windbreakers. Say that 5 times fast, because it will be windy and that will keep you nice and chilly. So I advise you to bring those long sleeves out of the closet. Tonight, calling for a low of 39 degrees. Cold air is returning. It's going to be really that Arctic blast. I think tomorrow is when we'll see the coldest air. We could see conditions going sub-freezing, so we could see lows making its way to 31 degrees. Thankfully for that wind, though, tonight, that low temperature really won't deviate away from those upper 30s. Tomorrow's forecast calling for a high of only 58 degrees. Last time we saw a high this low was in March. So it's been a while since we saw these cold temperatures. So it's time to reach into those closets, grab those warm winter clothes, because it's about to be a chilly one. Sunny and cool, though, as we make our way into the day. Day planner showing us 42 is what we'll start off with. Windy conditions will stay chilly as we make our way into our lunch hour with a 50 degrees, and as we make our way home, it'll be crisp out there with our highs only sitting at 57 degrees, so a very chilly day ahead. 7-day forecast, though, shows us 58 degrees tomorrow, 66 degrees on Thursday. Look at that low temperature, though, 32 degrees, so it's going to be chilly. Make sure you protect all your P's, people, plant, and pipes. And as you take a look into Friday for FSU's homecoming, have some rain chances starting to creep into the area with a 40% chance of rain. Throughout the weekend, though, we could see a sprinkle here and there, but we'll start gradually warming up after this Arctic blast comes through. But let's send it back to the desk with Troy and Casey.
Thanks so much, Jack. Let's go ahead and take a look. Tallahassee is going to be opening a cold weather shelter due to the cold weather that is moving through our area. Because, in fact, adult males can report to the called the temporary shelter at 40 West Tennessee Street for directions and transportation to the other shelter, as well as females and children reporting there for directions.
Mm-hmm. And if you want to call this for more information, the phone number is 850-244-8448. So if you're home, you don't maybe not have any air conditioner or any heaters in your home, especially with the next 2 nights expected to be very cold, that'll be a good place to go for the next couple of nights.
Especially with the wind chill factor, we see on our 7-day forecast that those temperatures will be very cool over the next few days. In fact, temperatures 39 Wednesday morning and 32 on Thursday morning. Freezing conditions for Thursday.
Yes, but once as you head to the weekend, our temperatures rebound with the chance for rain showers. So really, you just want to have that umbrella handy. Exactly.
That's absolutely. Make sure you can like us on Facebook. Also follow us on Twitter.com/FSU Weather, and you can also watch it at any time on livestream.com/FSU Weather. I'm Casey Cloud.
And I'm student meteorologist Troy Fields, and have a safe and happy Tuesday evening.